Here we have push-ups. So we're going to be on our hands and our toes about shoulder width apart, keeping the core nice and tight, not letting your butt sag down. Keep your abdominal muscles engaged. Going to come down, everything moving as one until our chest is about an inch away or 2 inches away from the floor. You're going to keep your elbows at a 45-degree angle, not all the way up by your shoulders and not down by your sides, right in the middle. So we're coming down, blowing yourself away. About an inch away from the ground, right back up. To show you from this side, we're going to hold up, hands shoulder width apart, belly stays tight, butt stays up in line with your back. We're going to come down and back up. Down, back up. These are push-ups. These are close grip push-ups. So we're going to get into our push-up position with our hands closer in than shoulder width, just about making a diamond with your fingers. With this, we're going to get up into a push-up position. Keep your belly tight the whole time. As we come down, the elbows are going to be down by our sides and press back up. You're going to come down until your chest is an inch or 2 above the floor and press right back up. The elbows are by the sides, not out here, not out here. We're keeping them very close in. So look from this angle, our hands are close together. Up in a push-up position, keep your belly tight. Pressing down, elbows down by your sides, back up. Everything moves as one. These are close grip push-ups. These are wide grip push-ups. I'm going to start with your hands wider than your shoulders, as wide as you want, way far out. We're going to be up in a push-up position. Belly stays tight, don't let your hips drop. We're going to come down until our chest is about 2 inches above the ground, and we're going to press back up. With this, the elbows stick out to the sides, just like that. Same thing, okay? We're going to have hands wider than the shoulders. Keep your belly really tight. We're going to lower our chest down to the ground, about 2 inches above, right back up. With this, your elbows will stick out to the sides, more so than being down by your body. These are wide grip push-ups. Here we have, Here we have kneeling hip hinges. For this exercise, you're going to keep your belly really tight, and we're going to be on our knees with the back nice and straight. For this, our arms are going to be behind our back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and keep your belly tight. Now, we're going to fold ourselves in half right at the crease of our hips and drive your butt back to your heels, torso coming forward, and squeeze your butt to lift your hips back up. Belly stays tight. You're going to send your hips back, squeeze your butt forward. Send your hips back, squeeze your butt forward. It is okay for your torso to come all the way forward as long as your spine is straight and your belly is tight. Again, pressing back with your butt, squeezing forward with your butt. Back with your butt, forward with your butt. This is what it looks like from this side. All the way back, all the way forward. These are kneeling hip hinges. Here we have prisoner kneeling hip hinges. So we are on our knees. Belly stays tight. Hands are in a prisoner position behind your head, just barely touching your head. Keep your belly tight as you move your butt closer to your heels. Fold yourself at your hips, just like this. Keep your elbows back, belly tight, and reach back with your butt towards your heels. Squeeze your butt to bring yourself back into the upright position. Reach back, keep your elbows back, all the way forward. Reach back, all the way forward. It is okay for your torso to come forward as long as your belly is tight and your spine is straight. From this side, elbows way back, squeeze your shoulder blades together, make your belly tight, reach back with your butt, push with your hips coming back forward. These are prisoner kneeling hip hinges. Here we have a plank. Here we have a plank. We're going to start on your elbows and your toes. Make sure that your pelvis is tucked underneath you and is not sticking out up into the air. You want to have a flat spine while doing this, keeping only your belly tight. Make sure that your shoulder is right above your elbows. Don't let yourself sag down like this, and don't let yourself come all the way up like that. We're going to keep the pelvis tucked underneath, making a hard stomach the entire time. From this side, same thing, elbows and toes, keeping your belly really tight. Keep your pelvis tucked underneath you, as if you're tucking your tail. This is a plank. This is a kneeling plank. So we're going to start on our knees and walk yourself out until your hips are in a straight line with your knees, hips, and shoulders. Once we're there, we're going to come onto the elbow and maintain that straight line between hips, shoulders, and knees. Make sure that your butt isn't sticking out and it's not sagging down. Keep your core engaged while holding this position. Make sure that the belly stays tight and that your pelvis is tucked underneath, holding this position. from this angle. You're starting on your knees. Walk out onto your hands until you're in a kneeling push-up position. We're going to come down onto the elbows, making sure that your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Keep your pelvis tucked in and your belly stays tight. Hold this position for kneeling planks. Here we have kneeling side planks. Going to start on your side, resting on your butt, stacking your knees together, making sure your elbow is right underneath your shoulder. Press down through that elbow to activate your shoulder. Then we're going to put your belt buckle like it is taking a Here we have kneeling side planks. No. Here we have kneeling side planks. You're going to start on your side with your elbow down. Your elbow is right underneath your shoulder and your knees are stacked on top of each other. Make sure that you are pressing down through your elbow to activate your shoulder. Then we're going to lift the hips up off of the floor in a diagonal type of movement, as if your belt buckle is coming right up and away. So we're lifting up and then we hold this position. This is our plank, making sure that our shoulder is right underneath the right above the elbow, and that everything from your shoulder, hip to knee is in one straight line, and that your butt isn't sticking back like that. This is what it looks like from this angle. Knees are stacked, elbow right underneath the shoulder. We're going to lift the hips up and away, and we're going to have one straight line between your shoulders, hips, and knees. Maintaining this position, don't let anything sag. There should be no sagging of the hips. Keep them as high up as you can. These are kneeling side planks. Here we have side planks. So for this exercise, you're going to have your elbow right underneath your shoulder, pressing down into the ground. Make sure you press down with your elbow to activate the shoulder. Your legs are going to be straight out, either stacked on top of each other or top leg just in front of bottom leg. Once you are set up in this position, you're going to lift your hips up off of the ground so that nothing touches aside from your feet and your elbow. Make sure that there is a straight line between your shoulder, hip, and ankles, and there is no part of your body that is touching the ground. Do not allow your hips to dip down like this. Keep your belly really tight to keep yourself nice and straight. This is what it looks like from the side. Elbow right underneath the shoulder, pressing straight down. Feet either stacked or one foot in front of the other. Going to lift up, and everything stays in one straight line. Shoulder, hips, ankles. Nothing sticking out like this. Make sure not to dip down and keep your belly tight the entire time. These are side planks. Here we have cross knee to elbow planks. Ah! Here we have cross knee to elbow planks. We're going to be starting in a plank position. Belly stays tight, shoulders right over elbows. Core stays tucked in. With this, we're going to lift opposite leg and opposite arm, turn to the side, and touch opposite leg to opposite arm. Then we come back to a plank position. Then we alternate to the other side, turning the whole body, touching elbow to knee. Turning the whole body, touching elbow to knee. Turning the whole body, elbow to knee. The whole entire time, keep your belly tight. Again, we are starting in a plank position. Belly stays tight, no sagging. We're going to lift up one elbow and the opposite knee. Turn to the side of the elbow that you lift up. Touch knee to elbow, back down. Touch knee to elbow, back down. Make sure the entire body turns when we're doing this exercise. Keep the core engaged at all times. This is cross knee to elbow planks. These are lateral plank walks. So we're going to start on one side of a mat. We're going to get into a plank position, keeping the core really tight, belly stays tight, don't let the hips dip. And we're going to move one leg and one arm, and then the other leg and arm, so that we crawl across the mat. The whole time, keeping your belly nice and tight. This is what it looks like from the side. We'll start on one end. We're on a plank position. We're going to walk all the way across. These are lateral plank walks. These are lateral push-up plank walks. So you're going to start on one side in a push-up position. One foot moves over, one arm moves over, other arm, other foot. And we move ourselves across the mat, all the while keeping your belly really tight and never allowing your hips to sink. This is what it looks like from this side. We're in a push-up position. Keep your belly tight, walking through the mat. All the way back, keeping your core tight. These These are lateral push-up plank walks. These are lateral push-up plank walks with a push-up. So we start in a plank, push-up plank position. We're going to walk ourselves over. Once we get to one side, or after 3 walks, we're going to do a push-up. Press back up, we walk to the other side. The whole time, keeping your belly tight, you do a push-up at the end of the mat or at the end of 3 walks. Good. This is what it looks like from the side. Keeping your hips up. We're in a push-up plank. We're going to walk over to the other end of the mat, push up, walking back. Push up. These are lateral push-up plank walks with a push-up. This is a hamstring stretch with a band. We're going to lay on the back. Take a strap or a band, and you're going to put it on the front part of your foot, the bottom side. Opposite leg is straight, and you're going to pull a straight leg right back up towards your head. Keep your toe pointing towards your nose, towards your head. Keep your back nice and straight, and keep your leg nice and straight. Same thing on the other side. Put the strap on the balls of your feet, point your toe back towards your nose, pull right up. This is a hamstring stretch with a strap. This is an IT band with a strap. Going to lay down, place a strap right on the ball of your foot. Opposite leg stays straight on the floor. We're going to point the toe back towards your head. Raise the foot up towards your head and then over across the body. Keep pulling in both directions until you feel a stretch on the outside of the leg that you're stretching. This is what it looks like from this side. You pull up and over. This is a IT band stretch with a strap. This is a butterfly stretch. While sitting on the ground, keeping the spine very straight, place the soles of your feet together against one another. Then you're going to pull your feet towards your body. Bring them as close to your body as you can while feeling a stretch in the inner thighs and the groin. Keep your spine nice and straight. And if we can, bring your chest forward. With your elbows, you can press down gently on your thighs. This is a butterfly stretch. This is a kneeling hip flexor stretch. What we're going to do is have one knee down, one knee forward. Keep your spine very straight right over your hips. With the front knee, you're going to lunge your entire body forward while not arching your back or leaning forward with your spine. Keep your spine straight and belly tight. You're going to lunge forward. You should feel a stretch on the downside thigh, in the top of the thigh groin area. This is the kneeling hip flexor stretch. This is what it looks like from this side. One foot in front, one foot in back. Belly stays tight, spine stays completely straight the whole time. You're going to lunge forward on the front knee, feeling a stretch in the back thigh, top portion of the thigh into the groin. This is a kneeling hip flexor stretch. This is a glute stretch. This is a glute muscle stretch in the 90-90 position. We're going to position our legs at 90 degrees at both knees. Try to sit up as straight as you can. You can use an arm for support. Turn your hips and your shoulders towards the front knee. Walk your arms forward and bend your chest in the same direction that the front knee is pointing. Don't just curl down. I want your chest to come forward, and you're going to feel a stretch in the butt of that front leg. To do the other side, you're going to reverse position. Both legs at 90 degrees. Sit up nice and straight. Move your hips and your shoulders towards the front leg, front knee. Walk your hand forward, and try to get your chest to move forward in the direction that the front knee is pointing. Come forward. This is a glute stretch in the 90-90 position. These are tricep dips on a workbench. So we have a workbench. We are going to sit on the bench, placing both hands right beside your thighs, and your palms are going to be flat up against the bench. Slowly let your butt come off of the bench and hang so that your weight is being supported by your arms. As you lower your body down, point your elbows backwards and press up. Don't allow your elbows to flay out to the sides. Keep your elbows pointing backwards as you let yourself down. This exercise gets harder the straighter your legs get. Keep your butt close to the bench. This is what it looks like from the back side. Slide yourself off of the bench, and as you lower yourself down, keep your elbows pointing backwards, not out to the sides. Keep them back, press back up. Keep your butt close to the bench. Don't come forward. These are tricep dips on a bench.